Welcome back, darlings. In this video, I'm going to be pitting a few spray sealants against each other, namely Malco's Epic Ceramic Refresh. It's not ceramic infused, it's not ceramic sealant, it is just a spray sealant, like top coat to put over your ceramic coating. Lustre, which can be used in the same way or as a standalone spray sealant, and it's got that insane filling ability, which is brilliant. And then against the old school Gtechniq C2v3. So the plan is going to be whack it on the bonnet and in 3 sections, and then run it for as long as they last. This initial video is just going to be the installation and the prep and the first initial water behaviour, but then I'm going to wash it once a month or however frequently I do, and then whenever I do I will video it and just add that and compile it to the a conclusion video in however many months it takes for them to fail, I guess. Alright, thanks very much. Let's get over to the prep, shall we?
Now, before you can put any products on, you need to clean it. So I'm just doing the bonnet here, and I'm using my IK foamer. That's the 1 litre version, and I'm using Built Hammer Auto Foam at 4% PIR in there. Well, 4% dilution because it's coming straight out, isn't it? You can see I was having a bit of problems with the IK foamer there. That was because I'd overfilled it, so it wasn't able to pressurise and dispense properly. Once I used a bit of product, it was fine. So letting that dwell, doing its brilliant work, and then I'm going to go on to a contact wash with Garage Therapy Decon Wash, and that's at its kind of protection stripping strength of 60ml in, I think it's like a 5-gallon bucket, one of the big buckets. That product is incredible. It's so lubricated that it is phenomenal, and it's very, very effective. You watch here, by the time I finish doing this wash phase, there's no water repellency there at all, and it rinsed off very well. I didn't feel like there's any residue left on the panel, it just felt squeaky clean. Okay, so it's application time. We're starting off with the C2v3. Now, each bottle has its own unique pump sprayer on it to dispense the product onto a pad, and this is the sample bottle, so I don't know if it's the same trigger or spray head that's on the actual production version, whereas the other products are using their production version sprays. Either way, I found this very, very grabby going on, which is why I even put a bit more onto the pad just then, thinking, oh, maybe I hadn't primed the pad properly. Really grabby. I couldn't see any residue going down either, so it's very difficult to see where the product had gone. Normally you see some sort of residue there. Buffing off, again, a bit grabby. This is all relative, right, so that it's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't great, especially when you compare it to the Lustre, which goes on incredibly easily and buffs off even more easily. It's super slick, straight under the pad, and then under the towel, I have to make sure I put the towel on the flat part of the bonnet, otherwise it would slide straight off. But it's good, it's super easy to apply, very forgiving, very easy and very quick. So I know I like using Lustre, and I'm a bit biased towards it. It's a fantastic product. I think part of the reason it's so easy to apply must be some of those resins that are in it, which help it do like the swell filling as well. Then we're going to go over here to the Malco Ceramic Refresh, and this was kind of halfway between the two. You could see it on the panel, which was a good thing, and it definitely had a more noticeable jetting effect, not one that I could actually capture. You can only really see it up front. I've tried with a picture I took and blow all the contrast out, and it still didn't highlight it. It was a bit grabbier than Lustre, but nowhere near as bad as C2v3. It was easy to buff off, but not as easy as Lustre, but better than C2v3. So it definitely sits in the middle. And at this point I thought, I don't know if I put enough on, and I want to make sure C2v3 gets like a fair crack of the whip. So I went and did another application over the top. Again, it's quite quick, so the other one wouldn't have cured up or anything there. And then I also thought I should do these for all the others as well. So I did it on them too. And then the plan is there to leave it overnight. But through the magic of the internet, I'm going to skip forward to the following morning, and it's rained. Okay then, so water behaviour. Well, let's have a look at the bonnet here. This is the rain that just fell this morning. I was surprised that the C2v3, which we're looking at here, does not have tighter beads. I was expecting more hydrophobic performance than that. And then this is the Nova Lustre. That seems fairly consistent, very nice. Small pert beads, which is good, in my eyes anyway. And then here we've got the Malco Epic Refresh. That looks alright to me as well. Now, what we've got here is the return. So I drove about 6 miles on twisty roads up to about 50 miles an hour. And you can see the amount of residual water that was left. What I noticed whilst driving was the Nova Lustre and the C2v3 kind of shifted at roughly the same sort of speed and pace, like those disappeared. The bit that was still there, and it seemed grabbier and maybe less slick, was the Malco. I know it's difficult to convey in these pictures, but I want to get that opinion across to you.
Okay, conclusions after installation and a bit of water behaviour from the rain. The Nova Lustre for me is definitely in the lead. Easiest to apply, slickest feeling finish afterwards. Seemed to do a pretty good job of shifting the water this morning and also had some good water behaviour. Then it's C2v3. I think it looks nice. The aesthetic of it is good. The beads aren't anywhere near as tight as these two, but it seemed to have shifted the water whilst driving better. And last place is the ceramic refresher by Malco. This had probably the most jetting effect on the application, which is quite nice, but it was middling in terms of the grippiness. It was the middle of the three there, and it didn't seem to shift the water as much whilst I was driving. It did a pretty good job, let's be completely honest. If you were on motorway speed, it would have never been an issue. Yeah, that's my initial first impressions. At the moment, Nova Lustre is in the lead. We shall see how long that lasts. All right, thanks very much, and I will see you in the next one.